afternoon. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome to isolation week 5. No, I'm kidding.
Feels like a week, week 1024 or something.
Day 796. As you guys well know, we're currently all on lockdown, but we're still going to try and bring you guys as much content as we can. I know that I'm currently working from home, so again, doing videos after work for me is
It's kind of difficult, so we're reserving it for weekends.
Yeah, of which this is a weekend, and it's a Saturday for us. It might not be a Saturday for you guys.
It will be Saturday by the time you're watching this.
Oh yeah, no. We have planned some old wives' tales
about
gender revealing.
Well, gender predictions.
Gender prediction tests. So we have the wonderfully drawn scoreboard.
Yep. A little
We're
tally
gonna
chart.
we're gonna have a running tally.
And then we have a list of old wives' tales that we are gonna test out.
We're gonna try these just for fun.
So we have a couple of practical ones that we're gonna do,
which will be fun.
but most of them are just gonna be talking about
a lot of this is going to be just talking, which I'm sure you guys are alright with by now.
Yeah, I think that's all we ever seem to do.
That's all we ever seem to do is talk.
So the first one is a bit biased, but we were gonna
Little bit biased.
I
So
have
you-
a group chat that used to be my bridesmaids chat, but has now been converted into an anti-chat. So I just straight up asked them, said, what do you think this baby is going to be? Your sister, bless her cotton socks. Bearing in mind, Tom is one of 6.
I was going to say, give these guys some context. I'm one of 6 children, and there is only one girl.
Helen, your sister, bless her cottons.
Hope into the high heavens. That...
she wants it to be a girl, so she is saying it's a girl. Praying that it might work. Let's get
let's get the tally up.
It up. So we've got 1 for girl so far.
The other side of the auntie group that you're speaking to,
all said
all of them
boys. 4 for a boy.
So the next one we've got for you guys is an interesting one. It's based on the Chinese gender prediction calendar.
Yeah.
Which is something I'd never heard of until you mentioned it.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it either. My pregnancy app that I use to track baby's development, see where, what's happening with me and baby and what's going to be coming up soon.
It's a nice app, that one. It's sort of like a little heads up. But
yeah, and there is a little tool on it where you can use the gender prediction calendar, and it takes into account your due date and the age you were when you conceived. So our due date is around, I'm going to say around, because this baby will not come on its due date probably. So that's
something that the midwife has told us, is that babies very rarely arrive when they're supposed to.
Maybe about 5%. Our due date is the 18th of September this year. And the age when we conceived was 22.
Yeah, the calendar doesn't take into account my age at all.
And that came up with a girl. So we have another one for girl. So girl's still looking.
Yeah, fighting chance.
50% less responses for a girl.
50% less. That's it's quick math.
Next one is the Mayan calendar. So that takes into account the age that I was when we conceived and the year we conceived. So it doesn't take the due date into account. You add them together. So we added 22 to 2019, and that came up with 2041. So the theory is, if it's odd,
if it's an odd number,
it's a boy.
And if it's an even number,
it's a girl.
So hand me the pen.
Another boy.
So the next one is super weird and interesting.
Yeah.
It's your cravings.
Yeah.
Supposedly has an inclination of what kind of gender this is.
What kind of gender? There's there's more than 2. So anyways, my
cravings.
Cravings, they tend to change every day. But what I've noticed is they mainly have been salty / savoury. I've gone a lot more towards dairy is a big one. I drink like glasses of milk and nothing else.
I don't know why. It's so
I was
weird
like
to me
that
because
before I got pregnant, but it's just increased since becoming pregnant. It's weird because I think it's one of those like old wives' tales that's been like manipulated so much that everyone's heard different theories about it. So when I spoke to my mum and said, "Oh, I've been craving dairy," she said, "Oh, isn't that the sign for a girl?" Every time I've looked it up, it said it's a sign for a boy. So
essentially, we've put it down to your cravings are sweet/salty.
But they're more towards
the savoury side of things.
And dairy kind of side. So that's another one for boy. So the next one is based on the heart rate. So my midwife appointments have been kind of like, not postponed, but
Staggered.
I
wouldn't say suspended. Delayed. They've been rearranged.
They're now over the phone.
Yeah.
So what we did instead, obviously Tom's a musician, so he has lots of music editing software.
I have access to a lot of equipment. It's in my studio over there.
What we did was we have a Doppler over there that we use quite regularly, and we actually managed to hook it up to Tom's speakers and his MacBook, and we bunged it into his music editing software, and that actually told us the beats per minute. And we kind of worked it out ourselves because you've got other software as well.
I was going to say, it wasn't just one piece of software. It was like I had to record the heartbeat in and then use a different piece of software to measure it. But essentially, we came out with, what is it, a heart rate of about...
Under 140, I think. Or it's either 150 or 140.
Yeah, 150
is a boy.
Yeah, anything 150 or under is a boy, supposedly.
Anything on or over is a girl.
Yeah.
And we got bang on 150. But that was when it was about, it was before my 12-week scan. So I was probably around 10 to 11 weeks pregnant first time we did that.
Yeah.
And I'm now 16 weeks.
So I don't really know. But for this one, we're going to chalk it up to being a girl because it was a 150 and over, and the tail forthwith says that it's going to be a girl.
Obviously, we're just doing this for fun, but we do know for a fact that it does not contribute at all because when your sister was born, when your mum was in labour, she had the exact same heart rate as all of you.
Oh yeah.
So now it's time for the practical ones.
Oh, this is going to be a fun time.
Sorry for the slight lighting change. We've had to change positions. 2 tests left, and they're both like more practical ones. So I'm gonna do this one first because it's probably the most disgusting.
Gross.
This is the baking soda test. If you we don't have the actual baking soda, but we have baking powder. So I'm assuming that's like the
pretty
same
much
thing.
the similar thing.
So the theory is, if you put it in the glass of the expecting mum's pee-pee and it fizzes, it's a boy, and if it stays still, it's a girl. So we don't actually know
I also want to point out that we fully appreciate that this is in no way an indicative test.
No, and I don't even know how much to put in. Okay, so it's apparently fizzing. I can't tell the difference because baby brain, but
because it's difficult enough as is.
That means another boy.
We only abide by the most accurate scientific testing.
Yes, of course we do.
Okay, so I'm sure many of you know the pendulum test, which is the most, I want to say it's the most famous of the old wives' tales.
Yeah, I think so.
We have to take the expecting mother's wedding ring. Which
it can be any ring, really.
I have here.
On a piece of string.
And I have to...
Some sources say that it has to be a strand of the dad's hair, but I think that's kind of weird, so...
Plus, I like my hair too much. But supposedly, if this... I'm gonna gently hold it over the belly, and if it starts to move in a circle, it's supposedly a girl. If it starts to move from side to side, it's supposedly a boy. I'm gonna do my best to not rig this in any way, shape or form.
Right, hold it still. I think that's going in I thought it was going in a circle at first, but now it's going like back and forth.
I have no idea. You gonna turn this way so these guys can see it? For me, that's going
back and forth.
Yeah, that's back and forth. I'm not moving my hand and my arm here. Which is another one on the boy.
Your
the door.
sister is going to be so annoyed.
She is going to be so mad at this.
So, for a girl, we have 3, and for a boy, we have 8. 4 of those do include just standard opinions.
Yeah, so
but even with the old wives' tales that we've done, it would
even
still tally
4,
up
it
to
would
4.
still tally up to 4, which is one more than the girls. Sorry.
Well, we'll find out in about 4 weeks.
Oh yeah, we are going to find out, and then you guys are going to find out.
So that was, I don't know how many tests are over there.
We're going to call this gender prediction tests.
Maybe. So that was some old wives' tales and gender prediction tests. So we hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more, then please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!